Hey, coaches, Joe Salas here. I've had a lot of questions over the last 3, 4 weeks about receiver alignment. So I thought we'd do a video on it tonight, uh, and just go through how we do it, and then a couple little tricks that we've kind of known for a long time, but we're kind of getting back to that concept. So here's my thinking on it is, obviously you got hash alignments, where and we use alignments like as general rules. All right, so we have a hash alignment, so we want to know where do we line up when we're slot left. And since we've gone to choice route, we've really altered how we do that, and it's really helped us to spread the field horizontally, and I think it's given us a big advantage, especially on quick screens and slants. Uh, and then how do you align when you're in the middle? And then how do you align when you're on the right side? And then what we call performance alignments, which is really just going back to old school Hal Mummy stuff, where Coach Mummy was always, where do you align? Well, you align where it helps you run the route that you need to run. So he was very much on those alignments are going to change. We don't really care how much the defense knows we're moving in and out for different reasons. We don't really care about that. We just want to get lined up in the spot that's going to help us best run the route that we want to run. So we're moving kind of back to that where we had these base rules. Here's where we want you. Uh, and here lately, probably this summer especially, we've started moving back to we got this base rule, but we're gonna adjust it to make sure you got the best advantage you can get. All right, so hash alignments, middle alignments, performance alignments, and then especially on the high school level, I think you really got to take into account quarterback's arm strength. Is he capable of getting the ball out there to the wide side of the field? I've had some good quarterbacks. I've got a good one this year, but I haven't had one of those D1 quarterbacks that can be on the left hash and throw a 10-yard out to the wide side of the field. Where that thing's traveling. It's traveling 40 something yards on a rope. So we got to take that into account, is the quarterback's arm strength. I think you really got to consider that when you're talking about wide receiver alignment. So anyway, so that's general thoughts. I don't know. There's one, we have a trio formation, and I don't know that I have one on here. So what you're going to see is a lot of slot left, slot right stuff. But I just wanted to show you and this was, I think this was last year's film. So this is after we've been running the choice route now for about 3, 4 years. So this is the alignment that I'm talking about. So we're on the left hash, and we would never have done this in the past. But our base alignment is about halfway between the numbers and the sideline now on that short side of the field, and we feel like it gives us a huge advantage. It really stretches the field to that short side, and you see even right now, they're having to put, they basically committing two guys over here because he's so wide. And when we go 2 by 2, you'll see even a little more stress that it puts on the defense. Then back here on the wide side, we generally try to stay on. Some people call them the tops of the numbers. We call it the inside edge of the number. Just trying to at least give the illusion that we can get this ball out here. And then these guys are pretty much, we say, split the difference, make it look right. So but the big one is the outside guy is going to set it. All right, so there is left hash, slot right, and that is our base alignments right there. Now if we were going to run some kind of corner route with this Z, performance alignment would say we would move everything, we would shrink everything down to get him closer so that he could, the quarterback could actually get it to him. That's all we're talking about with performance alignments. All right. And then, There's been times where we said, all right, widen out. You're running a slant, so widen out. Let's get as much grass as we can. All right, so there's that one. All right, here's slot, middle of the field. Generally, we try to be outside edge of the numbers. He's a hair wider than that. You see outside edge of the numbers or bottom of the numbers. And then we tell our slots to be halfway between the tackle and the wide out. We want them to be halfway. All right, so there's a 2 by 2 in the middle of the field, and we're trying to stretch that thing as much as we can, but still have the ability for this quarterback to get the ball out here because in our philosophy, these outside guys are the guys that we get the ball to more than anyone. All right, here we go. Here's another slot right. We're on the left hash. You can see a little bit better how there's the number. So he is literally halfway between numbers and sideline. This time the Z is actually standing on it. We really want him to be about right here. We want to have the possibility for the quarterback to still get the ball to him. And I'll tell you honestly, I'll tell you what's happening is because we go choice route. Uh, this corner sometimes ignores this guy, so we're having to find ways to get this guy the ball to the wide side of the field. All right, here's the other side, so you get a good look at this one. Here it is. We're on the right hash, so he is halfway between numbers and sideline. Now you see what it does to this walk player, and even what it does to the safety right there. So by widening it out, we're giving ourselves a lot of grass out there that we didn't used to have. Then up top, you see it looks like he's on the numbers, but we want him inside edge, and then these guys spacing appropriately. Let me see if I got a 2 by 2. All right, right here. All right, here is left hash, but we're 2 by 2 into the boundary. And look what happens this first time. It looks like they have 3-on-2 over top R2. All right, so by stretching this thing, look, he's halfway almost to the sideline. He's on top of the numbers. In the past, we would never do that. But now, because of that Baylor, Tennessee influence, we're just getting a lot wider on that short side. Wide side still basically the same. Inside edge, halfway. Got a lot of grass out here to run, stick routes and slant routes and those kind of things. All right, so I had to go to a different game to get a bunch set. I guess we liked how we were spreading them so good on the other tape that I never went into this little bunch set. But I like this little bunch set here, and the whole thinking about this is we want it far enough to stress the box, but close enough that it is a real weapon as far as quick screens go. We also, you see, they're 2-on-1 over here. This is our best receiver, and it also forces them to make some decisions on how they're going to cover the single receiver. So we feel like we're strong in the box. We're impacting the defense over here with this bunch set, especially being so close. We try to set the tip of this thing 7 yards from the tackle, so really the quarterback can just flip it out there. If he likes the numbers, this is on this one. This was a counter called, but this thing is so close that he can flip it out there anytime he wants, and we're looking for our matchup back here. All right, so that is trio set. That's probably our fourth most popular formation. So 2 by 2, 3 by 1, and then this little bunch set. And we'll get into some. We're like everyone. We'll get a little funky formations going, but those are the bread and butter formations, and that's how we're lining them up. And that's the reasoning behind it is. Really stretching that short side of the field, feeling like we're impacting the defense that way with this bunch set, really squeezing it down now so that it is a constant threat to get a quick screen out there, so it impacts the box, and then being able to isolate our best receiver on the opposite side of the bunch. We just feel like we're really impacting and stressing the defense and still have our whole run game available to us. So I hope that helps. Just maybe the seeing how we line it up, and then also seeing, hearing kind of the mindset, the philosophy of it. Uh, I hope that helps you. Coaches, please, give a thumbs up if it helped. Share, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It helps me out on YouTube. Thank you very much, coaches.